Now that we have our design all laid out, we want to transfer what we've done with pencil and paper to an electronic or digital version. This brings us to the whole point of this course, to find the easiest, best, most succinct, most accessible, and most powerful tool that we can to create our site. In order to do that, we need to try several different tools in order to be able to make the best decision on what is the best tool for you, as your needs and availability of tools are somewhat unique to you and your teaching situation. Before we get started on the digital creation process, though, I want to make a recommendation to you in terms of being ready to make your masterpiece. It would be extremely helpful if you created a folder somewhere on your computer, maybe on the desktop, but wherever, where you can store some specific files that you'll want to use for your website. Things like maybe your school logo, or maybe you have a logo for your specific program that you're creating or building this site for. Possibly your school district logo, maybe some student work images, or perhaps your design includes avatars or bitmojis to where you will need access to those files, or maybe some photos of your campus or you and your family for your contact page, or whatever you might want to include. Anything that you can think of right now before you get started based on your pencil sketches that you might want to put on your homepage, it would be best to have it all together in one easy to find place. And it might even be best if you created copies of those files. If you have them somewhere else, that you have your school logo somewhere and you need it to know where it is, that you've had it all this time and so on, then maybe make a copy of it and put it in this folder just for your website purposes, so that you don't lose your original files and have those in other specific places that you know of on your computer. If we were to actually be using a more complex process to create your site where you're actually in control of what is stored on the host servers, then you would definitely need to be concerned about having all these files readily available in one place and minimized file sizes. Here's the craziness. I'm going to ask you to create your home page in at least 4 different tools. We will discuss several, but I want you to at least try 4 at the beginning to work with, and only your home page. And then we'll quickly narrow it down from there for the rest of your pages. So again, we're not going to create your whole site 4 times, okay? Just the home page. And every tool that we will be using is a free cloud-based website creation tool that will host your site for free. And you need to make sure that you're careful with that as you go through. There are a couple that make it look like you have to pay for their services. I believe maybe the worst pushing that their sales is Weebly, I believe. But if you look down way at the bottom of the page when you're ready to publish the site, there is a free option down there. And so don't pay any money for any of those tools, okay, that we're going to use. But there are a myriad of choices of paid creation tools out there, as well as paid hosting sites. But there are too many really good free ones, so why pay your hard-earned money for something that you can get for free? You'll also have the option to use a mobile-specific tool as we work our way through the course here. This option will allow you to create your site on a mobile device. You could create it on your phone. To be used specifically on mobile devices. You can create it on your computer too and still have it be a mobile site. But we all know our students are going to access their sites on their phone most likely, and so I just want to provide that option to you. We're going to start with the tool that I think fits the descriptors that I've said above the best, but you know what? That's all it is. It's my opinion. You may feel that this one is too complicated compared to some of the others that we'll look at next. That's why you get to decide which tool is best for you. So we're going to begin by looking at possibly the most popular site building tool for teachers, Google Sites. Some of the advantages of using Google Sites is all of the other Google tools that go along with it, things like Google Calendar, Google Drive, Google Forms, all those different tools just kind of fit in well and easy. Not that you can't use that tools on the other site builders that we're going to use, but they just fit a lot easier within Google. And especially if you're a Google education school already, it just kind of makes things much easier. Do be aware, again, as I said earlier, that if you use your Google Drive files and things like that within your Google site, and you expect people outside of your school Google account to be accessing your site and so on. I don't know why you would have that, but I'm just letting you know that they won't be able to see some of those things unless they're part of your Google Education account. Okay, but Google Sites is just one option. We're going to look at it first. So let's dig in. The first thing that you'll need in order to create a Google site is a Google account. Now I'm assuming that almost everybody has a Google account anymore. If you already have a Gmail account, or you use Google Drive or Google Docs, if you have a YouTube account, then you already have a Google account. They're all tied together. And so if you don't have a Google account for some reason, then you can Google how to create a Google account, and you will find a myriad of tutorials. I do know the one on WikiHow is a great one. wikihow.com/make a Google account. It may prove easiest to use Google Sites and some of the other Google tools while specifically in the Google Chrome web browser. You don't have to, but it might just be easiest to make everything fit together if you're using Chrome. If you don't have it yet, you might want to download that onto your computer and use all of these tools within Chrome. Entirely up to you, though. It works in other browsers as well. If you're a Mac user, it works in Safari just fine. And so we're going to start out with Google Sites. I hope you enjoy the process here.